This next mindfulness practice is called being with and balancing the breath. It is designed to help you recognize when your nervous system and your body is in an unregulated state or your breathing has become unbalanced. And it's a way of bringing your breath back into balance, which can help calm your nervous system and your body. For the purpose of this exercise, we are going to experiment with the idea of offering the parts of ourself that are triggered some kindness and some gentleness as we invite them to do this practice with us. So I invite you to find a comfortable place to sit. I invite you to allow your eyes to gently close, or find a soft place to gaze. I invite you to begin to bring your awareness inward, beginning to notice what you sense internally. And I invite you to invite whatever you sense to join you in this practice, letting them know that this practice is to help support them and to support you in feeling calm and at peace. Now I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. At first, I don't want you to try to shift or change what your breath is doing. I just want you to notice it, to observe it, to accept it as it is. Where do you notice the breath flowing in your body? Do you notice any constriction as you breathe in or out? How long is the inhalation? How long is the exhalation? For the next several breaths, I invite you to just accept what your breath is currently doing, letting it know that you appreciate the ways that it has learned to keep you safe. This has been the breathing pattern that has become habitual. It was necessary when you were a child to breathe in this way. Perhaps the stresses of everyday life have taught you to breathe in this way. Breathing in this way is neither right or wrong, it just is. What do you notice happening as you continue to just accept your breath as it is? What do you notice happening as you focus on your breath? How is your body responding? How is your breath responding? How is your mind responding? I invite you now to experiment with balancing the breath. To do this, I invite you to breathe in on a count of 4 and out on a count of 4. For several rounds of breath, just focus on trying to breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4. Again, we're experimenting with deepening and slowing the breath by breathing in on a count of 4 and out on a count of 4. How does your body and mind and emotions respond when you set the intention of slowing the breath? I invite you now to experiment with deepening the breath so it flows into your lower rib cage and your lower abdomen. Continuing to breathe in on a count of 4 and out on a count of 4. See if your body will soften at all as you set the intention to breathe into your lower abdomen, your lower rib cage. Sometimes it can be challenging for the body to want to soften when we try to force it. What happens if you just invite the body to soften? What do you notice happening internally as you set the intention to deepen and slow the breath? Don't be discouraged if you found this exercise difficult. This takes practice, learning to slow and deepen the breath. With any mindfulness practice, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. It's like riding a bike. You're training these muscles. I invite you to experiment with this exercise several times throughout the day, perhaps setting an alarm at work and then experimenting with this exercise. If you do this exercise often enough, you can retrain your body to breathe in a slow and deep way, and you can become attuned to noticing when your breath is doing anything other than being slow and deep. And that is an indication that something has been triggered inside you and that perhaps it's time to slow down, pay attention, and offer yourself some care. I invite you now to create some form of ritual exploring what this exercise was like for you. Perhaps journaling, creating an art project, a movement piece, a song, or any other form of creative expression.